EU members do not need any passport to go to a different EU country. The EU has a good transport system like trains and planes. The euro is the currency in the EU. Euro. The currency in Europe is the euro. You can buy the euro in airports all over the world because it's easy and available. The richer countries like Austria, Germany, France, and Switzerland are in the center of Europe. They have a very good and efficient transport system and very good industries. Countries situated in the ocean like Ireland, England, Sweden, Norway are close to wealthy countries like the center of Europe, where most of the business is happening. The routes in France are busy 24 hours long because some people might be working at night time and need to commute from city to city. The fastest way to travel on route is on a motorway. France has a very good rail system. One of the famous trains are the TGV, who have a speed from 200 to 300 km an hour. They are said to be the fastest trains in Europe. Airplanes are very important for flying from place to place. Millions of people are traveling by air every day. Air transport is very important for the tourist industry. Tunnels are used for trucks bringing food for export for another country. Tunnels are also faster and are found on motorways and on mountains for the trains to pass safely. People can travel from England to France by train. This is because a tunnel was built under the sea. The tunnel is called the Channel Tunnel and is 50.5 kilometers long. All EU members, including France, are not affected by the war. They do not have any tensions with other countries. The police force is very good and not corrupt. France is a country with a low crime rate, and the police force there is one of the biggest in France. Police in France is not corrupt, and police force in France work hand in hand. People who work mostly get 2 weeks paid of holidays, and they might go abroad. Every year people enjoy the paid holidays. More and more people go on holidays and they think it is necessary in their lifestyle. Most people also get 2 weeks of holidays. Going on holidays is very easy. You just go on the internet, book a cheap flight and hotel, and sometimes you get a reduction of flights and hotels. Package deals are deals where you get 20 or even 50% off of hotels and flight tickets. So therefore people are more likely to go on holidays and spend money. Most popular destinations within the EU are Paris, Barcelona, Berlin, and Milan City. They are rich in culture, fashion, food, and nightlife. Most people from all over the world fly to Paris because it is the city of love, rich in culture, and people go there because French cuisine is very famous around the globe. France's capital city is Paris, has a lot of facets. It is popular for food, rich in history like buildings, paintings, and the most popular destination is Disneyland and the Eiffel Tower. Tourists get to know the culture, history, and the way of life in different city in a different country. The Eiffel Tower was built in 1889 by Maurice Coquelin and Mélie Nouguier. It is the most visited and famous building in Paris and of France. In Paris in 1806 and 1836, it was built by Jean Colgrin, Louis Etienne Henriquet de Toury. Versailles was the residence of the kings of France, and it was built in 1624 by King Louis. Rugby was introduced by the British and now are among their sixth nation championships. France plays against England, Ireland, Italy, Scotland, and Wales. Known as football in France, and the National League is one of the most successful international teams in the world. It is the most popular sport in France. The Tour de France is the most national and international sport taking place every year, where nearly every country competes against each other, whoever first might drive into the finish line. The sport horse riding is the third popular sport in France and are performed by young riders who might win medals and trophies of money. The Louvre is the most visited and largest museum in Paris. There are famous paintings like the Mona Lisa from Leonardo da Vinci. More museums in France include the National Museum of Modern Art and the Central Pompidou, Musée d'Orsay, Petit Palais, Musée d'Art Mode de la Ville de Paris, and the Rodin Museum. France has a variety of food choices. France also is one of the biggest cheese producer. One of the famous cheeses is the Camembert. In Brittany, the crepes are famous as a dessert. Also, France produces a variety of wines like red and white wine. The Palace of Versailles was ruled by Louis, the King of France, and all the revolution began there. Now it is a popular tourist attraction. Additional buildings around the royal courts were the state apartments, consisting of 3 rooms each. the King's private apartment, the Queen's private apartment, halls of mirrors, Royal Opera, and Museum of History of France. Because the French Revolution destroyed a lot of Versailles Palace, Napoleon tried to rebuild some of the palace to maintain it and to change it as a museum. The graveyards of Somme contain thousands of graves for the identified and unidentified remains of those killed in the First World War. Now many visitors from all over the world come to see the graves and pray for the ones they lost in the war. The battlefields are located in a long line of 450 miles from the Belgian coast through the southern Belgian province of West Flanders and regions of northern and eastern France. The Rhone Valley is rich in wine, being home to the likes of Côte Rôtie and Hermitage in the north, and Gigondas and Château Neuf du Pape in the south. Tourists have the chance to go to a wine tasting tour and to taste all different sorts of wine, and, of course, to buy it. Most people who get married want to go to Paris for their honeymoon. Sometimes you can get special offers, and Paris is rich in history, full of good restaurants and great nightlife. A lot of people get engaged in Paris, mostly in front of the Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower looks great at night and is a very romantic place. People also go there to celebrate their anniversaries and Valentine's Day. Paris is a fashion capital because it produces famous and expensive clothes, perfumes, jewelry. Paris has a huge shopping centers and local food markets. The most famous shopping centers are the Champs-Élysées and Les Halles. Champs-Élysées is one of the most famous districts in France and is also expensive, has a lot of restaurants, and has very good quality and high standard restaurants. The Disneyland is the most popular tourist destination from people all over the world. Families and their children come to stay in Paris, and there's a great variety of activities for children and adults. The Asterix Park has over 7 adventure areas and 40 attractions. The park is a great day out for the whole family. Nearby there are also campsites available.